Hi guys, Victoria Paxton here. Thanks for stopping back by my YouTube channel. Okay, so today we're going to talk about Phillip Seymour Hoffman. I love this guy. I loved his acting. I love his voice. He's got such a distinct voice, and I've always been like a voice girl, like people's distinctive voices. So, okay, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything, right? Okay, so let's get started. Phillip Seymour Hoffman was born in Fairport, New York on July 23rd, 1907. He was drawn to theater in his youth after he attended a stage production of Arthur Miller's All My Sons at 12 years old. Hoffman studied acting at New York University Tisch School of the Arts, and he began a screen career in 1991 in an episode of Law and Order, and he started to appear in films in 1992. He gained recognition for his supporting work, notably in Scent of a Woman in 92, Twister in 96, Boogie Nights in 97, Happiness in 98, Patch Adams in 98, The Big Lebowski in 98, Magnolia in 98, The Talented Mr. Ripley in 99, Almost Famous in 2000, Punch Drunk Love in 02, and Along Came Polly in 2004. That was a mouthful. Plus, he was in a ton of other films. He began to occasionally play leading roles, and for his portrayal of the author Truman Capote in 2005, he won multiple accolades, including the Academy Award for Best Actor. Hoffman's profile continued to grow, and he received 3 more Oscar nominations for his supporting work as a brutally frank CIA officer in Charlie Wilson's War in 2007, a priest accused of pedophilia in Doubt in 2008, and the charismatic leader of a Scientology-type movement in The Master in 2012. That was a mouthful. Hoffman started dating Mimi O'Donnell in 99. She was costume designer. They were both working on Hoffman's play that he directed In Arabia, We'd All Be Kings. They were together for 14 years. They had a son and 2 daughters. Some reports stated that Hoffman and O'Donnell had separated in the fall of 2013. O'Donnell later said she and Hoffman were both committed to the relationship, but he had moved out of their long-time residence to a nearby apartment to protect their children from the effects of his relapse into substances. In a 2006 interview with 60 Minutes, Hoffman revealed he had engaged in drug and alcohol abuse during his time at New York University, saying he had used anything he could get his hands on. Following his graduation in 1989, he entered a drug rehabilitation program at the age of 22 and remained sober for 23 years. However, he relapsed in 2013 and admitted himself to drug rehabilitation for about 10 days in May of 2013. Although friends stated that Hoffman's drug use was under control, which is impossible when you're an addict, but anyway, at the time, on February 2nd, 2014, Hoffman was found dead in the bathroom of his Manhattan apartment by a friend, playwright, and screenwriter David Barkatz. He was 46 years old. Detectives searching the apartment found heroin and prescription medications at the scene and revealed that he was discovered with a syringe still hanging on his arm. It's so sad after all those years of sobriety. The Manhattan Assistant District Attorney Alex Bureau said that his death was caused by acute mixed drug intoxication, including heroin, cocaine, benzodiazepines, and amphetamine. Oh, no wonder he died. Whether Hoffman had taken all the substances on the same day, or whether any of the substances had remained in his system from earlier use was not reported. Well, if he was an addict, then and that stuff was sitting around and it was in his system. Yeah. The funeral was held at St. Ignatius Loyola Church in Manhattan on February 7, 2014, and was attended by many of his former co-stars. I have a ton of co-stars on here that attended: Marissa Tomei, Meryl Streep, Kate Blanchett, Julianne Moore, Ethan Hawke, Joaquin Phoenix, Amy Adams, Chris Rock, Ellen Bernstein, Louis C.K., Diane Sawyer. I mean, he had a ton of friends in high places. Okay, so let's see. I was able to connect with Phil, as he likes to be called. We did some small talk because right off the bat, he was like apprehensive and nervous and acted like he didn't want to communicate, right? So I tried to calm him down. We talked, and one of the biggest things I told him is he started talking about his kids, and he started talking about his partner. And immediately I was like, I know you had a partner. Like, I don't remember anything about it ever, right? Um, okay, so we'll get back to that in a little bit. So, okay, I asked him, what's the biggest thing that you miss, you know, from when you were alive? And he took a deep breath and he kind of looked around. And, immediately I could feel like he was such a deep thinker. He's one of those type of people that if he was going to say something, it was going to mean something. You know, I said that we had small talk, but really it was him talking about his kids and his partner and his family and his friends. And, that's quote small talk, I guess. But you feel like he's a deep thinker and he is cautious with his words. So when he does say something, it means something. You know what I mean? And so he took a little bit of time and he said, I miss my life before I relapsed. And that really struck a nerve with me. My son being clean and sober. And, and I was like, oh, man. He didn't say, oh, I miss my kids. I miss my partner. I miss my job. He missed everything. You know what I mean? That says a lot about him as a person. Yeah, we talked about, I mentioned again, we talked about his kids and everything. And I said, yeah, I really, truly did not know that you had, a partner and that you had kids. And well, then I did my job right. Then went on to say that he was the actor in the family. His kids weren't, and his partner wasn't. And so he felt like, who am I to drag them through the media? They didn't ask for this. I'm the actor. They're going to drag anybody. I'm going to let it be me and not my family, which was really cool. He's a cool dude for that. Yeah, he talked more about not liking his personal life to be on display and all that. So yeah. I asked him if he would tell me about his last day. So sad, you guys. So he said from the very first second that he relapsed, he felt like he had let his kids and his girlfriend down and his family and his friends. And he said, when Mimi asked him to move out, he went into a tailspin and he felt like, I'm just going to go use and get effed up and stay effed up for as long as humanly possible until I can't be effed up anymore. And he said, if I'm acting, I can't be effed up. So he said, he told himself, he justified it by saying, oh, I'll just get effed up for a long time till I can't anymore. And then I'll worry about getting clean. And that's such like an addict mentality, Um, yeah. He talked about, he just felt like his life was spinning out of control once he relapsed and, once he moved out of his home that he had with me kids, he said he just nothing really mattered anymore. And he said the sad reality is he knew that if he kept taking medication and kept shooting up, that there was a good chance he could die. He said he was very aware of that. And he was in the using state of mind to where he didn't care. He thought, oh, I'll just have a good old time and then I'll worry about getting clean and sober later. And they say like 12-step programs, like my son's involved in, they say, is it you either die, go to jail, or you get help, I tried to pull him back in, but I was feeling him, going away. But it was just like, just so sad. Like, he just literally relapsed and just gave up, When he talked about that last day, he said he was going strong with using, and he said pretty quickly after he injected himself, he knew he knew that he wasn't going to make it out of it. He could feel it. Yeah. Sucks, y'all. Just sucks, you know. A waste. I want to say a wasted life, but it really, you know what I mean? Like, just because of a decision in the end. It's just sad, though. It's sad that his kids, you know. Yeah. Okay, guys. So be nice, be kind. Let's see. Wear your mask. Try not to let people get to you. I had an incident in downtown DC yesterday. I had this woman, little small African American woman, came up to me and started going off on me because I was white. And like, I didn't decide to be white. I'm sorry. Like, you know. And it was just a very eye-opening experience. She then walked across the street and proceeded to start cussing out all these police officers who were very nice to her and said, yes, ma'am, okay, okay. Until she kind of started moving towards the police officer's car, and then another officer stepped out. And unfortunately, she was a white woman, so this one cut off even. Maybe I'll talk about it on Friday Night Live, but it was crazy. So yeah, so now in that case, being nice didn't good. So, but yeah, that's that about does it.